What's up guys, Mega Man here with a Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart update, and this is just a quick video talking about some details about it being on the PS5. And the link to the article that talks about this will be in the description down below. Now they didn't give away too much about the story, but they did say the premise is that their longtime heroes are confronted by an arch nemesis who was a dimension tunneling device known as a Dimensionator. As often happens in this type of scenario, this damages the fabric of space-time, and the heroes will need to use an evolving arsenal of creative firepower to try to save the universe, says Marcus Smith, creative director at Insomniac Games. They didn't want to give away too much, but players' jaws will hit the floor when they discover that the butler did it. Oh, he said too much. This could be pretty interesting because we already seen one of the characters that was shown off in a trailer from the previous Ratchet and Clank games, so I wonder what else they have to show off. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart was built from the ground up for the PS5, and they have access to the broadest palette of techniques and the highest fidelity they've ever had for developing weaponry, says game director Mike Daly. They said you can look forward to some new developments that make weapon impact feel absolutely amazing, custom adapted triggers for each weapon that adds new functions. The haptics will give every impact a unique type of feeling that further allow weapons to express their personality, and their signature creativity for exotic and unexpected weapons and concepts is in full force. Now we all probably knew that they were going to utilize the PS5 controller, and if you played any of the previous Ratchet and Clank games, you know they have some unique weapons, so it'll be pretty cool to see what they do with the weapons in this game with that new addition. Mike Daly continued with, weapons are always at the forefront of the Ratchet and Clank experience, and the Dualsense gives them powerful new tools to take each weapon's unique personality even further. They combine the haptics with the controller speaker to make the physical aspect of firing a weapon feel distinctly textured and believable. The expressiveness of the controller is very valuable here, as their weapons all look and feel very different from one another, so it wouldn't be nearly as convincing if all of them had a similar basic rumble. Mike Daly also mentioned that partially pulling the trigger or feathering it gives them a way to add nuance to the weapon functions that just weren't possible before, as the triggers itself couldn't give feedback. The burst pistol in the game, for example, can be fired accurately by pulling the trigger up to a middle threshold, or you can pull through to go all out at the cost of accuracy. It's much more intuitive to have this secondary function directly on the trigger than to have players learn different buttons for it. It's that much easier for them to get into the flow of the combat for advanced strategies without having to think of the controls. New abilities expand how Ratchet can traverse the dimensions using rift tethers and combine with a suite of tried and true returning moves to create a moveset that feels empowering and expressive. He says that the ability to whip across the combat spaces in an instant through dimensional portals that litter the combat spaces. Ratchet's core movement is faster and more responsive, with faster and smoother transitions from move to move. This will make Ratchet feel more agile than ever. Their traversal moveset enables them to create traversal challenges that have you mix moves together in a satisfying chain that lets players be more creative in how they move around the battlefield to outmaneuver enemies. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is built as a celebration of the Ratchet and Clank games that have come before it, but it's also a glimpse into Insomniac's future following its acquisition by Sony Interactive Entertainment. Smith says that the studio is trying to cater to more players than ever before, noting that if you never played a Ratchet and Clank game before, this is an excellent one to start with, as the adventure is a standalone storyline. Still, longtime fans of the series will find the deeper layers of connection to the previous games. Smith had brought up that it has been an incredibly rewarding process of learning to shed outdated best practice that has been in place due to constraints of loading times. While so often new hardware feels like an upgrade to the visuals alone, working on the PS5 has been a paradigm shift in the way that they do all things. From the near instant level loading to the 3D audio design and the visuals, it's exciting for them to think that they're still early in the cycle and that everyone is scratching the surface of what can be done. Quite a lot of information, but it was interesting to hear what they're doing with the game and how they're using the PS5 controller. Let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think about this? Thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to stay tuned for future gaming updates, and I'll see you guys in the next video.